Thanks for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide. My name is Shegun Johnson, and we've got a load of issues to discuss, and you alone, you're going to decide. How about the Brexit virus? Oh, did I say Brexit virus? Yes, what we have in the United Kingdom right now is the Brexit virus. No longer coronavirus after the vaccine was rolled out yesterday. And we all saw the 90-year-old woman receiving hers. How about you? We're going to discuss if you are going to have that vaccine. You will decide on that. And then we'll discuss why Boris Johnson will have to be going to Brussels and what he will be saying there. I'm so glad to say that we have in here in the studio our own in-house researcher, Nat Iyakwo. Nat, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning, audience.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you on this program. And later in the day, we'll be connecting with Nigeria and we'll be hearing things from others who will be telling us issues affecting the real estate. But first of all, let us start with the issues of coronavirus vaccine that was rolled out yesterday. And um, they've started vaccinating in the United Kingdom, and the those who will be given preference now will be 80 years and above, and people have started agitating that they should give it to those who have terminal illnesses, and I think that makes sense, and we'll be looking at that in a moment. But Nat, what will you say the general mood of the people yesterday in terms of enthusiasm in collecting this vaccine? Or do you think the people were dampened? What was the situation yesterday in the UK?
I think it was received with mixed feelings because of the conspiracy theories surrounding these vaccines.
Okay.
Uh, and so some people are happy to have it. Some people have made up their mind they will not have the vaccine.
Oh, what a situation. We have a deadly virus here that has affected all of our lifestyles, economy, hospitality, families, and yet now the vaccine is there, and some people are still going to refuse to receive it. On what basis, if I may ask?
Well, my own opinion, coronavirus is not as deadly as it has been put. It's a manageable virus, and we have seen people who are able to really manage their personal hygiene, social distancing, being able to, to work through through the virus.
With
The
50,000 dead in the United Kingdom, over 500,000 in the United States is not deadly.
again, these figures are suspicious. Yeah, because if we go by what John Hopkins University's simulation and predictions said,
Yeah.
and also what uh, Melinda Gates said, we then we the virus is not as bad as they put it. We don't have body bags all around the street in Africa or any part of Africa.
Yeah, Africa is a peculiar place. The World Health Organization had said that there will be body bags on the road. But I think, and this is not scientific, I think the malaria parasites have helped us to develop immunity against unsuspecting coronavirus over the years. And I think the beautiful news we had last week was that they have discovered the vaccine against the malaria parasite that had maroon Africa for so many years. Actually, they discovered it coincidentally or mistakenly along the line while they were looking for coronavirus. So there is a vaccine against malaria now. Before now, there was no vaccine against malaria parasite because it was supposed to be bigger than a virus. But now, but let's leave Africa aside. Why will people in the United Kingdom not take these vaccines? What are the conspiracy theories?
Well, some of the conspiracy theories, I'm not a scientist, but it seems the vaccine is containing some elements more than a cure for a coronavirus.
Elements like what?
Elements like tampering with the individual DNAs, and there are documentary evidences on that.
Hmm.
There's an attempt to tamper with, if you receive the virus, I mean the vaccine,
yeah,
the vaccine is configured or was built and has an inbuilt element of adjusting or readjusting or tampering with individual DNA.
but who can assure us that this is not correct, or nobody is assuring the whole population?
You see, with these conspiracy theories, and as from 2017, we are now in the era of post-truth. What is the truth? Who is saying the truth? And you see, because even this vaccine thing is more of a commercial enterprise. The pharmaceuticals are smiling to the bank since more than 1 year ago, and some of these vaccines are promoted by big time pharmacists and also big time businessmen.
Pharmaceutical companies.
In this.
Yeah, but it just okay. We have a problem in our hands. It's called coronavirus. Who are these? Do you think it has anything to do with religion or ethnic affinity? These conspiracy theories.
Well, money doesn't have any ethnic coloration or religious coloration. Money is money.
No, I mean those who are potentially refusing.
Well, those who are potentially refusing, some of them on religious basis, especially in the times in which we are in. We were all aware of the new world order, globalization, and this World Economic Forum in Davos, and all these things like artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, robotics. They've come to build into all these concerns by individuals.
Okay. Let's hold our thoughts there. If you want to call in or you want to email us, you are free to do so, so that we can hear your view. Are you going to take the vaccine or not? That's what we want to know. The world is watching us right now, and they will want to see how different people have different opinions of this vaccine and whether you will be taking it. You are going to decide for yourself. But in the meantime, let me ask from our friend from Nigeria. Emeka is in Nigeria, and it appears the coronavirus has not been devastating in Africa as a whole, Nigeria in particular, as was expected, especially by the World Health Organization. Emeka, are you with us?
I am. Good morning.
Yes. What is the situation in Nigeria? The vaccine, as the Nigerian government asked for bottles of the vaccine in their millions, like they've done in the United States and in UK here. And if yes, are Nigerians ready to take that vaccine?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Currently now, the way we are tackling the issue of pandemic in Africa, especially in Nigeria, the government in place through the Nigerian NCDC, they are working hard to ensure that they will tackle the issue of coronavirus. As you all know, that we just came out from uh, we are just coming out from the lockdown. So as it stands now, the government in place, the government of President Muhammadu Buhari is doing everything possible to get and also to align with other nations in the world to get the vaccine. I think currently now, I think they are doing everything possible to get the vaccine.
I have two specific questions for you, Emeka, concerning Nigeria. Has the government come out to say that they have specifically asked for, demanded for the vaccine? And if possible, do they demand in millions? Nigeria is supposed to be 200 million. How many will they have? And then secondly, are Nigerians prepared to take it, or at least majority of Nigerians?
Currently, now the government has not briefed us whether they have demanded for the vaccine, but we are looking forward to that. They have weekly or monthly briefing. We don't know what is in their mind. There is no press briefing concerning that, but I think maybe in their next briefing they will say more. They will talk more on that to educate Nigerians on what they are doing to get the vaccine or maybe to apply for it, since other nations are on it too.
Okay. Do you think the mood in Nigeria is the mood that they're going to receive this vaccine, or conspiracy theory has eaten them up?
The thing is that even if you look at the way things are going in Nigeria, most people don't even believe that this thing is real. You can compare the death rate maybe in America, in UK, and other developed nations to what is happening here. People believe that they just use it as politics. So the mood here, even if you bring in the vaccine, they don't believe this. They believe that Africa has suffered so much. Malaria has killed more people in Africa than any other disease. So they believe that it's just coronavirus is just a kind of thing that they use to they want to use to scare people. Not that it's really real. No, life has returned normal here. People hardly wear their face masks. Activities in the church has resumed normal. People are having their conventions. In fact, as I'm talking to you, so most churches are having their conventions. Just few physical conventions, no social distance, political meetings and every other things. No social distance, nothing. So I think life has returned normal here. People don't believe much in it. Even the testing, you can hardly see people going for testing. Even the government in power has complained that people don't turn up to test for COVID-19. It's really something that we need to, that is a concern about, but we are moving well here.
Oh, thank you very much for that update from Nigeria. It appears that's going to be a serious work when the Western world have used the first set of vaccine, and when it comes to Africa in general, there's going to be a lot of discussion to convince a lot of people to take the vaccine. Nat, coming back to the United Kingdom, do you think we need to convince a lot of people? I know that many British citizens will take, like many European citizens, but the amount of conspiracy theories we have read, and some of them are genuine, like the RNA you told us that may change the DNA, is all over the place. We've been told that some issues of some dead fetuses were used in preparing, and this has gone viral. So the conspiracy theory has gone as viral as the virus itself. But do you think the government is prepared to counter it with publicity or not? Not.
Well, as I said, the first and foremost, the China, where Wuhan, where we are told the COVID-19 originated from, China have made tons and tons of money from this COVID business. Yes, and they wouldn't want to get out of that business easily like that. The government here too, these pharmaceuticals definitely are in for a big time in making money too, and so the position of government also has to be balanced, political balancing and maybe economic balancing. So the government should be seen to be providing adequate information on the issue at hand, and trying to convince the people that the government, what the government is doing is the government is concerned about the health and the economy of the country. But whether that is true or not is for another day.
Well, for those of you watching this program live, you can call in. The number will be on your screen soon, or you may write us email, which I will read immediately I receive it. NigeriansDecide@yahoo.com. NigeriansDecide@yahoo.com. And I'm going to read your email out as soon as you send it to us. NigeriansDecide@yahoo.com. We want to know if you are going to take the vaccine and or you are not going to take the vaccine, and for what reason. We don't know. We don't know how long this will take, do we? How long this will take to get to people like us, those of us who are below 70, those of us who have no underlying threatening issues. Do you think we will get it before Easter?
Well, again, the government has come out to say that the vaccine is not mandatory.
Okay.
And so it's not going to be left when it gets to individuals' particular turn, will they be available to take the vaccine. But what they are doing now is priority to those in advanced age, maybe 80 and above or 70 and above. And then you come to the front health workers and people who have other underlying health challenges.
But not. The government said it's not mandatory. If all the agencies of the government said if you don't have it, you don't come in. For instance, Qantas, the Australian official airline, has said if you don't have the vaccine, you are not entering a plane. You aren't coming to Australia. Simple. Say where you are. And most airlines are going to join very soon. And which, in my own opinion, it's fair if they say that every other person in the plane, they've got the vaccine, and you are saying that you are not going to have the vaccine. So eventually it is mandatory. Maybe you can't even enter the train in the near future if you don't have the vaccine. And so, for instance, if you don't have face mask in England, you'll be fined. If you are found in any public transport, bus, coaches, or the train, you must put on the face mask. Will it be the same thing that these paraphernalias of life, entering the plane, the train, if they make it important or rather compulsory, then you'll be forced to take it? Is that what it's going to look like?
If they make it compulsory, I see litigations coming up. Yeah, because these are issues of human rights.
Are you sure?
Sure. And as we are aware, there have been loads of demonstrations against even this lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah. We are not even sure whether lockdown has done any work or not as to reducing the number of people who have tested positive.
Okay, all right. While we are waiting for the
And Dr. Johnson,
yeah,
let me just add to what Emeka has said. What is happening in Nigeria is
yeah.
the government is even talking of post-COVID in Nigeria. They don't have a budget for any vaccine. Yes, and as
Now
people are no longer wearing any face mask.
they will they will handle them by just simply saying you are not getting visa to come into the Western world. That's is like you, if you want to get a visa, show us a certificate that you have been vaccinated. Simple. That's what will make Nigerians go get it. I mean, the Western world
you
know
know
what to
that
do.
even in the Western world, people have been given a certificate even when they didn't go for vaccination.
How?
It's happened. Last week, there a case, someone I wouldn't mention the name. He wanted to travel to Nigeria. It was urgent. He lives in the UK here. He had gone for the test, and the result was not out. But they sent him a certificate that he was negative.
Yeah, but that is outside. That's abnormal. But the normal thing was for you to get a certificate that you've been tested and you are negative.
But it's happening. It's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Humans are the one operating the system.
yeah, I know. Now let's talk about Boris Johnson going to have dinner tonight with the leaders in Brussels, and we know that at the moment the real problem of the British government is getting this European deal, EU deal, and it's not been forthcoming. We thought this time last year, we thought 1 year was a long time. In the last 12 months, we've rather spent it on how to fight coronavirus. Now we are faced with Brexit virus because it's going to affect every part of our life. But yesterday, things appear to look better because the British government has removed what was the major problem, that is violating the international agreement they have signed to concerning the Northern Ireland border. And so I think we are left with three other things now. The fishing right. And many people have said, what's the big deal about this fishing rights? It's just 1% of the British economy. But then that 1% handles millions and millions of pounds. And so, what do you think will happen today? Or we still have some 3 weeks before December 31? What do you think will happen if Boris Johnson did not come back with some goodies? Now,
I really can't see him coming back with any goodies. Because he's going to the EU for further negotiation. He's not negotiating from a weak background. The EU officials in The Hague and Brussels, sorry, have a stronger position to talk with Boris, and you know they are backing the prime minister or the president of France.
Yeah, Emmanuel Macron.
Yes, even though the German chancellor is trying to salvage the situation, but I'll be very surprised if Boris Johnson is coming back with anything.
Why did we have to struggle? Because they're talking about no deal, no deal. Why is this? What's the big? Is there any political issue? Is it just the EU, or is Macron versus Boris? Because Macron appears to be putting obstacle everywhere, and yet many British citizens don't even know what they will do come the 1st of January 2021. Your passport may no longer be valid. Students have to go and renew their positions. Many things will happen to ordinary citizens like you and I. is Macron? What's the position of, why is Macron so against us in this kind of a deal? Do you know the politics going on?
But historical in nature, France and Britain have always been at each other's each other's throat, I would say. So, and Macron is just is just picking out what the other European Union members have been saying, maybe silently, but that is the position France took, is the position of the EU.
But Angela Merkel is not saying anything, is she?
What do you say, please?
Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, she's not saying anything. She's not been vocal.
Well, she doesn't need to say anything. Germany is the backbone of the economy of the European Union. She doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. France and Britain have always been fighting one another historically, and they took that to West Africa. And that's why you see the whole of West Africa broken into two major parts. Britain having Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and France having the rest. So they just broke West Africa, and it was because of their fight. And so thank you for that. We can relate with that, because we know that if you look at Nigeria surrounded by all Francophone countries, look at Ghana surrounded by all Francophone countries, look at Senegal surrounding Gambia all completely. So when you look at how they have took their loggerhead to Africa, then you can appreciate why Macron is holding on. But we just want, if our viewers want to contribute and you think there are some elements that the government need to make us understand, please, you may call us or you may email us, nigeriansdecide@yahoo.com, and we're sure to read your email. You have to do it now. Many of you do email after the program, and that makes it difficult for us to use your email comments. Oh, well, I'm just looking at the time. We may have to go on a break. When we come back, we want to center on African issues, especially Nigeria. The election took place during the weekend, and those elections, they've got a far-reaching result, the far-reaching position for the Nigerian politics. Again, the largest party in Nigeria right now, the APC, is having internal crisis. What are these issues? And also we'll be looking at the insecurity situation in Nigeria. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.
Ben TV, your ethnic and Africa-led television, welcomes your input, contribution and support to facilitate our continuous program production, campaign for projects and other media-related services. We have been here for closer to 2 decades.
Welcome back. You're watching Ben Television, and the program is You Decide. There are so many things happening in Nigeria right now that need serious attention. The first thing is that the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu had been returned as the next INEC chairman. He was there, he had to give up his position, and now he has been represented. The National Assembly has approved of him, and so we will want to assess how far Mahmoud Yakubu had gone in the last 5 years, and because many had called him the inconclusive electoral chairman, but maybe he has turned a new leaf. We have a correspondent from Nigeria with us on this program. Emeka is with us, and he wants to update us what happened today concerning the INEC chairman. Emeka, are you there? Can you update us what the federal government has done this morning concerning the INEC chairman?
By 3 p.m. Exactly, the acting chairman, Air Vice Marshal Muazu, retired, will be handing over to the former chairman, who has been confirmed by the Senate after his name has been given to them by the President, President Muhammadu Buhari, to serve his second term in office today. That's the update for now.
Do you think it is the general opinion of Nigerians concerning Yakub Mahmoud? Do you think many believe he had worked effectively, or you think he has just been the master's voice?
As you know, he is the first INEC chairman to return for second term. Many has believed in him, what he believed in, and his policies and innovations. Like the president said in his letter to the Senate, that the man is neutral. He has never belonged to any political party. So that is one of the criteria for you to be a chairman of INEC of such magnitude. So many Nigerians believes in him, and that is why they gave him the second chance to return as the national chairman. I think if life permits and God, he will be the one to anchor, or to anchor the next election come 2023.
Yeah, but I have one question for you before I ask my colleague here in London. The Nigerian populace will have preferred a different body to be choosing their electoral commissioners, especially the chairman. And you remember there have been so many conferences on this and the Ways report on it. So do you think that we can get to that position where the president will not be the one presenting the INEC chairman? Emeka?
I think everything has to boil down with the Constitution. As it stands now, both the Constitution and the Act that establishes INEC, it states that it is the president, the executive, that appoints who will be the chairman of that body, which is INEC. But I think talks are ongoing. People are agitating. Civil society organizations are talking. I think a time will come when the appointment of INEC chairman will no longer be the president, but for now, as it is in the Act and the Constitution, it's only the president that appoints who becomes the chairman of INEC.
You're absolutely right that that's the position of the law, but that same Constitution has been amended a few times, so we can always amend it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, we can always amend it. The thing is that the way it stands, where the Nigerian people, these have been talk that has been ongoing for a very long time. But you know, one thing we have in Nigeria is to talk. Another thing is the political will to implement it. I don't know what is in their mind, but definitely one day some of these things will be handled, and
Okay.
INEC will become an independent body, not just being independent by name, but in every ramification.
Thank you very much, Jamaica. Let me ask my colleague here in London, Nat. You think we will see an independent body that is going to present the INEC chairman in future, so that everyone will be confident of the non-partisan of that candidate?
Yeah, you mentioned the WES report.
Yeah.
And what WES report said was national
Yeah,
INEC chairman should be thrown open.
yeah,
It should be
that's the
advertised.
position.
Yes, it should be advertised, and people will apply, and people will be interviewed for that position. Because like Mahmoud Yakubu is still a federal civil servant.
Yeah.
He used to be University of Jos, a professor of history. He was
Mm.
appointed by the federal government to head the TIA fund, and then INEC chairman. So you cannot afford to bite the finger that are feeding you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And my honest opinion, uh, Mahmoud Yakubu did not qualify for a second term because
That would be controversial, wouldn't it?
it should have been. The National Assembly or the Senate should have called for a public hearing on Yakubu. What is the Nigerian saying about his performance in his first term?
Yeah, as far as the president was concerned, he did very well, but many have called him the inconclusive chairman. But maybe we don't even have to spend too much time. He has been concluded, and we congratulate him. Hope he will do very well come 2023. But we need to move on. Let's talk about the last Saturday elections. Who have won, who have lost. It appears that APC is sweeping the whole of Nigeria, except for Bayelsa and Cross River. And Nat, you are our in-house researcher. Please update us.
Well, the by-elections were held last Saturday in 11 states across the six geopolitical zones, and the returning officers for each of these elections returned the individuals, but it says that as usual, anywhere any party is in government, you make sure their party candidates won the elections. But there were few exceptions, like in Bauchi. The PDP is in government in Bauchi, but the APC man got elected to represent Bagori Das federal constituency, and it was because of Dogara Yakubu Dogara, who was
The ex speaker of Federal House of Representatives. Yeah.
Yes, Speaker House of Assembly, National House of Reps. He used to be PDP, but he had a misunderstanding with the governor of Bauchi State, and he moved to APC. And the signal is towards 2023. Which party will pick Bauchi State? That is
okay.
Yeah, and then there are still complaints as to some of these returning officers, how they have returned individuals who really didn't win the elections. We still have the issue of Akwa Ibom State, where one professor Udok
Okay.
of University of Uyo is on the run because in the process of declaring election, and incidentally, he wanted to rig elections for Senator Akpabio. I think the world should know that. He wanted to rig elections for Senator Akpabio. The original election results he put in his pocket and brought out his own figures.
So it's on the run right now, officially.
It's on the run.
Okay, we hope that will be resolved quickly. But I'm intrigued about what happened in Bayelsa. One-time member of House of Reps, two-time governor, now a senator. I'm talking of Dixon. Seriake Dixon. I mean, how do we? No other person in Bayelsa. It has to be Jonathan or Dixon. Or enlighten me.
Well, you know, the Senate, especially the Senate, has become a retirement home for for former governors. And I think, on a serious note, there should be either an adjustment to the constitution, or even the parties. The parties should have a bylaw to say that a governor who has spent 8 years and is going back to Senate, where there is no limitation in tenure, they must well die in the Senate. So this is the challenge we have as a nation. And some of them they are there now. They are there now. Some of them since 1999, and they are not thinking of going anywhere else.
Wow, that's so Dixon is gone back to the Senate after all those years of public service. I doubt if we could stop them. I mean, the Constitution is a fundamental human right to contest election again and again and again. And if the people choose to elect them, what can we do? It's only the people appear not to be thinking to change their leaders as democracy would have loved them. Do you think it's something that has been, we have a problem of democracy education in Nigeria?
But I keep saying that what we have in Nigeria is not elections. In most cases, these people are just anointed candidates. The people are not allowed to make their independent choices. Like what is playing out now in Akwa Ibom State, where a returning officer wanted to smuggle in Senator Akpabio into the Senate. People are not allowed to exercise their franchise. They are not allowed to exercise their fundamental human rights. They are not allowed to choose the candidates. It
is on record that another elected senator used a gun on top of the returning officer.
Yeah, that is the former governor of Imo State, Okorocha.
He's on record. It's official. It's not hearsay.
And again, INEC buckled. INEC dropped the ball when initially they refused to give him his certificate of return.
Yeah, and today he's enjoying all the goodies of a senator, whereas he used the gun. I mean, I'm saying it with all sense of responsibility, because we have invited an INEC official, in fact, their spokesperson, to this program before, who said he was devastated for seeing the senator still being in the Senate, having used a gun on the head of a returning officer.
But there have been instances of using gun which we never heard of. There's either intimidation from so many other forces, or there's harassment, there's blackmail. They use all sorts of tactics to get into these elective positions. And so until such a time that we have an independent INEC who can stand their ground on these issues, we are not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Okay, let's talk about the crisis in APC before we go to the next break. I think this will take us at least the next 12 minutes. The APC is the ruling party in Nigeria at the central level, and it had crisis with the National Executive Council. Adams Oshiomhole was then asked to leave the place, and there was a caretaker committee, and they met only 2 days ago, believing that something will be resolved in that party. And then all of a sudden, they asked all the executive council officials, right from the ward level to the local government level, to the state level, to the national level, to go. All of them dropped. And before the end of that special meeting, only the National Executive Council was reinstated. And so it looks like it's going to be a battle of the Titanic. If you want to contest as the presidential candidate of APC come 2023, you have to go and seek the face of everybody at the ward level, local government level, and state level of 36 states. Or come on, Nat, update our viewers. Let our viewers know what exactly had happened. You have been studying this case.
You see, what happened yesterday in the presidential villa in Abuja was another illegality upon illegality.
How do you mean?
In June, the 25th of June 2020, when the National Executive Council, the National Executive of APC was dissolved, it was an illegal action that was taken because of the president took sides.
Okay.
There was an illegal acting chairman of the party, Ita from I think South.
Yeah.
And the president preferred to go with what the meeting Ita had called, which was he wasn't in a position to call that meeting.
Yeah.
And then and because the governors were bent on removing Adams Oshiomhole, the rightful chairman of the party as of then, who was elected during a convention. And and they were told, the president warned all of them that anybody that dares him to go to court, he will be dealt with. That's not democracy. It's not a military regime. It's not a monarch.
If I may punctuate you, Adams Oshiomhole only yesterday said he has withdrawn all his suits right now. He is a humble gentleman right now. Even if he's called to be the APC chairman at the next convention, which happens to be June next year now, he says, I will not even participate in it. What's going on? Tell us more.
But Adams Oshiomhole is not even a member of the APC again. He has been expelled.
Oh, come on, let's leave that. Let's learn. Nah. It's only at his ward level. I mean, nobody talks about his ward level anymore.
Okay. The thing is that Adams Oshiomhole doesn't want any visit from the EFCC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if he initially had encouraged that that faction to go to court to challenge, but he was told if he dares do that, Buhari was going to deal with him the more.
Okay.
And we are all. See, what is really happening is that the executive arm of the federal government, which is controlled by the APC, has fully taken over the party.
Okay.
Together with the caretaker National Committee for Convention.
Okay.
And what they have done is they have sidetracked or they have sidelined the National Assembly members. And we know in the past, the National Assembly members had a major say in the affairs of any party, be it PDP or APC. But that is no more. One governor from the Southwest,
okay,
why he should allow the House of Reps to invite for them yesterday.
All right.
Because of the way the principal officers got into office in the National Assembly, they can't say anything to the president. They can't say anything to the executive.
Okay. Honestly, let me bring our guest from Nigeria, Honorable Mary of NCPC Peace Committee. I'm sure she's been listening to our conversation. What will you, Honorable Mary, what will you say is the kind of things we're going to see in the next 2 years in the Nigerian politics, given the APC sweeping the whole of the electoral votes in Nigeria? Yes, from Nigeria, Honorable Mary.
Sorry, please, if you can take that question because the network just blanked out a bit.
Okay, I will, because we want to hear your opinion. The ACPC, the ruling party, they appear to be winning almost all the seats in the Senate, in the House of Reps. Is that how they are this popular at this time? No opposition in Nigeria anymore.
Yeah, if I get you right, because it's blinking a bit, but you're talking about APC taking over all the political seats.
Yes,
isn't
ma'am.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think democracy in Nigeria has been a bit bastardized at the moment, where the ruling party is working very hard around the clock to ensure that it take over power from every strata of this Nigerian society. Looking at the INEC, which you people were talking about earlier. Hello?
Yes, we are listening. We are hearing you.
Yeah, looking at the INEC, which but we are looking at how we will be able to merge all the different classes or the different political gladiators and also the different society and organizations and bodies that have over the time feel a bit threatened by what is going on within Nigerian democracy. Just recently, the Executive Secretary of the Christian Pilgrims Commission has inaugurated a working committee that will work closely with stakeholders around the country to come up with a summit that will help cushion the pressure that we are facing within the Nigerian society now. And with that, we are working on seeing that we contact stakeholders from the Senate, House of Rep, elders from the church, people that work in the marketplace, youths, to see how we can converge and speak on the way forward for our great country, Nigeria. That is what we are doing right now, and I'm one of the members of that working committee.
Okay, now that you have mentioned the Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission, yesterday the United States government, they blacklisted Nigeria as a religious troublesome spot. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think few people that know the sensitivity of the majority of the people have launched on that aspect of people's weakness, let me put it, because religion sometimes appears to be a soft spot where people are being lured, people are being cajoled, people are being brainwashed, you know. So a few have noticed that they can use the religion as a tool to control the majority of us. And with that, unfortunately, we are religious people, yes, but few have hijacked the content of the religious aspect of this and are using it to the detriment of the majority of the people.
Okay, let me ask my colleague here in London, Nat. Do you welcome this U.S. blacklisting of Nigeria as a religious troublesome spot? What was your reading? Nat, you have to unmute.
My reaction to that, this is not the first time the U.S. government will blacklist Nigeria on religious freedom. We remember some times back when President Buhari visited Donald Trump in the White House.
Yeah.
Donald Trump asked Buhari to go back to Nigeria and make sure that the government is not seen to be supporting the killing of Christians. And he also said there should be freedom of religion. Freedom, people should be allowed to hold religious or belong to religious group that they feel they want to. But it seems things did not change. Things have got worse. And this time around now, the government of the United States of America has added, there's already a blacklist. Countries like Pakistan, countries like Iran, countries like Iraq are on that list. It's very shameful and disgraceful that we should even be thought of being added to that list. What is happening in Nigeria? People should ask questions.
Yeah, but the USA has not gone out of their way to do that, because there have been so many killings of many Christians, even many Muslims. They've not gone out of their way, have they?
Well, the USA should be seen, historically seen to be supportive of Nigeria, to have a very conducive environment for everybody to be able to live and let live. But they are concerned that you have a particular regime in place that seems to show so much bias to other religions.
Okay. It's time for us to go on a short break, but when we return, I'll be asking Honorable Mary to still tell us more of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, the peace initiative that they have started, and then we will talk about the serious problem of insecurity in Nigeria. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
How do you define success? For us, it's working tirelessly to wrest public reservations towards investments in real estate. It is understanding that tastes and pocket sizes differ, and finding creative ways to satisfy persons' unique needs. It is analyzing and rising above the economic goals to create blossoming opportunities. And at the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, we recognize that our greatest success is making real estate real easy for all, which is why we're inviting you to the largest real estate market in sub-Saharan Africa to discuss the future of real estate in Lagos in a 2-day inaugural event, Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibition, with the theme Unearthing Real Opportunities in Real Estate, Making Lagos That 21st Century Economy, which holds on the 9th and 10th of December 2020 at the Expo Hall Eco Hotel and Suites. LASRERA, Real Estate Real Easy.
Thank you for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide, and we are going to discuss some serious issues concerning security in Nigeria. But I want to give these a few seconds for our guest from Nigeria, Honorable Mary of NCPC, Peace Committee. What's this Peace Committee all about? What peace are you seeking to get in Nigeria, Mary?
Yeah, right now, as we are all aware, we all know that the insecurity in the nation, it's troubling, and bandits are having their field day. The issue of religious mistrust and distrust, it's also skyrocketing, and there's so many issues, you know, within the society that has built so much mistrust amongst the people. And with that, you know that businesses are equally hampered because of the situation that we have found ourselves in. Because of that and many other incidences, the Christian body, known for their religious belief in peace, the teaching of Jesus Christ teaches us, his followers, to follow all men with peace and love. And with that, the head of the commission sees the necessity for him to stir up this wonderful work of Jesus Christ through us, to be able to reach out to all other stakeholders within the country to discuss peace and the way forward for our great nation.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's try and focus on the killing of the 43 rice farmers, or 43 Nigerians, we may just say, because there are so many stories. Nat, can you bring us up on that story of the massacre at Borno, Zabamari, and what are the conspiracy theories surrounding that, so that we can appreciate what Honorable Mary is telling us?
Well, for the past 11 odd years, we have been faced with the challenge of fighting Boko Haram and other insurgency groups. So we're talking of last week or 2 weeks ago, on a Saturday, Sunday, 43 Nigerians were slaughtered by the Boko Haram. And initially they initially were told they were rice farmers, and then later on we have been told that they are informants of Boko Haram, who are more of the supply source to them, supplying food, supplying arms to Boko Haram.
Okay.
But it seems the first conspiracy theory of rice farmers seems to be gaining more ground.
Okay. Can we have an overview of the security in Nigeria from Zamfara to Yobe to Katsina? We want our viewers to have an understanding so that they can decide to what extent they will be demanding from the president of the country.
Well, the Boko Haram, the insurgency or insecurity really started from the northeast geopolitical zone, with the epicenter in Borno State. 2014, 2015, almost 14 local governments of Borno State, especially Borno North, were under the direct control of Boko Haram. They appointed the district head. In fact, they were running. They had their own caliphate administration in those local governments.
And asking for taxes.
Yeah, taxes. Tax were being paid to them, and they were the one on ground. And the citizens of those local governments were more comfortable with Boko Haram than maybe the chairman of the local government or the governor of Borno State as of that time.
It's not. What's the difference between what is going on in Borno State, the Boko Haram, and what is going on in Zamfara? What's the difference?
Well, Zamfara, it's not only Zamfara. We are talking of Sokoto State.
Yes.
Zamfara State.
Yeah.
Katsina State. And sometimes it is spillover to Jigawa State.
So what are they doing in all these states that make them different from Borno State?
The nomenclature for this northwest state is banditry.
Yes, banditry. Yeah, that's the word.
Yes, and maybe subtitle kidnapping. And what has been happening? These bandits control some local governments in Zamfara State and some local governments more in Katsina State. They go to the villages, especially the villages along the borders of Niger Republic and Nigeria, and they rustle cattle from the people, or they go to their farms and take over the harvest of their farms. And sometimes they ask for money, and when they don't have money to give, they just kill them. So this is what is happening in the northwest and in the northeast.
Wow, this is catastrophic, and I think we should give it enough time. But we know that something concerning housing is a major concern in Nigeria. Housing there's just shortage of housing, but there are too many homeless people, and we tend to have problems. And we made an advert a few seconds ago, and I wonder if we can have that advert again, and then I invite our colleagues from Lagos to speak into the shortage of housing and what is being done in this area. These guys have been working seriously on real estate marketplace, but I don't know if studio can rerun that advert, and then I'll be in a position to invite Runke and Niyi, who are stationed in Lagos, to join us.
How do you define success? For us, it's working tirelessly to wrest public reservations towards investments in real estate. It is understanding that tastes and pocket sizes differ and finding creative ways to satisfy persons' unique needs. It is analyzing and rising above the economic bars goals to create blossoming opportunities. And at the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, we recognize that our greatest success is making real estate real easy for all. which is why we're inviting you to the largest real estate market in sub-Saharan Africa to discuss the future of real estate in Lagos in a 2-day inaugural event, Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibition, with the theme Unearthing Real Opportunities in Real Estate, Making Lagos That 21st Century Economy, which holds on the 9th and 10th of December 2020 at the Expo Hall Eco Hotel and Suites. Las Rira, real estate, real easy.
This is fantastic. Again and again. I welcome you, Ronke and Niyi, to this August program, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, so you are from Lagos. We're expecting to speak with Ronke and Niyi from Lagos. They are on standby. And so it will be interesting to know what is going on concerning real estate. I have some questions to ask, actually, and this will just be a good place to ask. I live in London. I don't have a house in Lagos. How can I have a house in Lagos without spending much money? And what area of Lagos are we talking about? So these are some of the questions that our viewers will ask, especially viewers in diaspora. Do we have Ronke and Niyi in the house? Well, while we're trying to connect it, to connect Lagos, because I'm sure they're standing by. Ronke and Niyi from Lagos, many Nigerians in diaspora, they are interested in having a base either in Lagos or somewhere in Nigeria, and they don't want to spend too much money. Yes, it will cost some money, but not too much. So we will really want to hear from Ronke and Niyi. And it appears the conference is taking place as we speak. So it will be so wonderful if we can have a glimpse of what is going on at that conference. Nat, I know we have to say so many things concerning security. So while we are waiting for this connection, let's continue talking about the insecurity in Nigeria. Oh yeah, hold on. We got Lagos.
Yes.
Hello, Niyi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. Tell us what's going on in Lagos concerning the real estate?
Yeah, you know, Lagos State has about a 5 million housing deficit, and this is the first Lagos Real Estate Marketplace conference and exhibition. And it's a time that government want to partner with individual corporate organization, and they also talked about the Nigerian diaspora, which over 15 million people who would love to own a piece of Lagos. So that's the reason why we are all gathered here, though the event started late and we're about to kick off just now. So I'll be giving you bit by bit. I'll be giving you bit by bit of what is going on. There's a panel that want to look at how you can own a piece of Lagos and how you can perfect your documentation and all the rest, so that you will not fall into the wrong hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they also told us one important issue: not to fall into the wrong hands. That is the number one fear of anyone living abroad. You bring your millions of naira and somebody has just duped you. So how do we do that? How do we ensure that we are not duped?
The Lagos State government said that they are going to make available some documentation advocacy that so estate or so land is owned by so company. And that is why, you know, the kind of people organization you need to deal with. It's not just somebody will just take you to a land and before you say Jack Robinson, your money is gone. So, and that is what they are doing to make sure that everywhere that's being gazetted, the one that is for government use, the one that's for commercial use, the one that's for residential use, and who you should be talking to. So they want to digitalize the whole thing. These and many more, they want to enlighten the audience who are ready to know what next for real estate in Lagos State especially.
This will bring a lot of investment from the Western world into Lagos. This I can assure you. Many of my friends here, they want to buy a place, not only in Lagos, in Nigeria, but they're so much afraid to know the right person to talk to. And the second issue is that how they could secure a place and be paying monthly, so that if they don't have the money at a go, the whole money at a go, then they'll be paying regularly. So how do we do that?
Well, like some of the top player in real estate in Nigeria, they came up with how you can subscribe to any of their products, any of their landed property, or you want them to build for you. Even as low as 11,000 naira, that should be about less than I think that's about less than $10. So to say that you can actually spread the balance for the next 24 months or 36 months based on your capacity. So they just want to simplify they just want to simplify housing estates in Lagos State. And I'm sure like others too, who are operating in Lagos, they also have some places across the country, and I think the same thing will be applied, the same policy. The only fear is that it's not just for them to have the conversation here, it's just for the implementation to be for them to implement whatever that have been agreed here with the stakeholder and individual, so that we can move forward and owning a piece of land in Lagos State or anywhere in Nigeria will not be a mirage, will be as easy as ABC.
Nigerians in diaspora will definitely be interested, I know, and it's just the channel that we don't know. So you are a good way to show us how to go, where to go. And I don't know whether mortgages are possible in Nigeria, like many of us have mortgage here. To what extent is the Nigerian government ready to give mortgage to Nigerians in diaspora, especially if they bring a lump sum of money as a deposit?
Yes, I think that's going to be part of the discourse, and the reason why this thing is happening, because one of the hindrance to owning a house in Nigeria, especially, is the mortgage. We have some mortgage banking, but I'm not sure they only function in the pages of newspaper. And if you look at it in Nigeria, most of the people that need this housing are low-income earner and middle-income earner. You know, most of them, they are not money bags that can just pay 15 million, 20 million at a go to have their own house. So we are looking at, I'm expected to see some banks here, but I've not seen any. And I think these are the kind of event I think they should come in, you know, to partner with the state government and give loan to whoever that think, look at your salary, if you're a salary earner, or look at your statement of accounting, what inflow do you do in a month or quarterly, so that they can make a housing owner affordable. And Mr. Segun, Dr. Segun, if the mortgage banking is not functioning in this system, I'm not sure the whole policy is going to work. That's just my fear.
Yeah. I'm going to invite our viewers. If you want to ask any question from me, please email us, nigeriansdecide@yahoo.com. Maybe you want to buy a property in Nigeria. All you need to do is email me, and I'll direct your emails and your comments to Niyi and Ronke, who will be telling us how to go about it. Niyi, I still have one more question for you. Okay, what part of Lagos is available if we want to purchase a property now? Is Ikoyi available? Is Victoria Island available? And is Lekki available? What part of Lagos?
For now, the part of Lagos that is available is Ibeju-Lekki. That's Ibeju-Lekki, Axis. Those ones are available. But if you want to buy a property, as in not just for you to build from scratch, you want to buy. Of course, Ikoyi. If you have your funds, Ikoyis are there via anywhere, even Banana Island. That's for top-notch luxury. Yes, they are.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Okay, you got to stand by. What is going on at the moment? Can you tell us what is going on at the moment?
Yes, the Honorable Commissioner on special duty to the Governor of Lagos State is just making his own opening remark, and also he's talking about to collaborate with the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, so that what is meant for commercial space will not be used as residential. You know, that's one of the problems we have in Lagos State, and that's why some places that have been marked for commercial, residential are turning to commercial space. So those are the things they want to regulate in the new places that they want to build. So he's making the man. We are still waiting for His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. We're told that the advanced team are already here. So I'll go out for a few minutes and I'll be back, just as you said, just to take note of what is going on.
Can you ask the Lagos State government, if they could provide roads and amenities to these new places so that they will be motorable, there will be potable water, there will be security? I mean, it will be interesting to know that they're not just building houses, they're building all the infrastructures that will aid good and high standard of living. Can we ask such questions?
Yes, I will. But from the few estates that I've been to, I can tell you, Dr. Shegun, that when it comes to amenities within the estate, they are really doing a fantastic job. To opening up a new places, they are doing a fantastic job. But our fear is just that Nigeria will love to start something, but how can we keep the tempo, to maintain it? Because we still lack a maintenance culture until the thing decay and nobody will attend to it. But I'm sure when it comes to opening up a new places, Lagos State government is doing a great job, and also the stakeholders are some few real estate companies who are partnered with Ben TV. I've been to some of their estate and it's well planned out, and all those amenities are there. In fact, there's an estate in Lagos State. They provided they generated their own light. I said that they use solar. That one has been encouraged. In fact, there's another estate. What they are putting there, they call it, I think, green estate. They want to encourage anything you want to use to be powered by solar, using energy, using bulbs that are not that does not consume so much light. Your kind of iron should be energy reducing iron. Your bulb, your pumping machine should be energy reducing pumping machine. Just to make sure that it helps our ecosystem. So they are providing amenities in some estates that I've been to. They are doing a fantastic job.
Security. If I should purchase a property at Ibejuleki, will there be security? I mean, do I have to rush home at 5 p.m., 6 p.m.? I can't afford to wait till 8 p.m. How about the security, sir?
Especially in Lagos State, Lagos State is putting so much massive investment in security. In fact, hardly now, Dr. Shegun, you can take it to bank now. No robbers can rob a bank in Lagos State and be successful. You'll be caught. You'll be caught. To tell you that so many things have been put in place, cameras have been installed. In fact, they started during the administration of former governor, who is now the Honorable Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola. Cameras are everywhere, but I think they will just only improve upon it because of the personnel. As you know, police personnel, they are not enough even to cover the whole Lagos State. So I think if they increase the personnel to man some places, and security will be a thing of the past, and you can just go to your bed and sleep without your eyes closed.
Okay, thank you that armed robbery has been taken away from banks. How about armed robbery in their homes? We've not heard of kidnappings in Lagos, thank God for that. But how about people going to different homes and robbing them middle of the night? Is there, or people robbing them in the traffic? Is there anything that the Lagos State government can put in place so that people will be confident and comfortable while driving? And what are they doing about the traffic jam in Lagos so that we don't spend 8 hours in traffic every day?
My God, getting to a hotel, I left my house as early as 5:30 a.m. Let me start from the last point. and I got here, I think 10 a.m. 10
Wow.
a.m. almost 5 hours for a journey that's supposed not to take me more than an hour. But because they are repairing parts of Tomiland Bridge, so we could say, okay, maybe because of that, and they are working on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So one of the sections have been closed up. So this has really, and you know, millions of car influx Lagos every day. So that one about the issue of traffic, we can't help with that for now. It's just for you to plan yourself. You have an appointment, give yourself 3 hours at least minimum to go ahead of time. And also you are talking about robbery inside the car, on the traffic and all that. We still have that challenges, and I think it will be one of the questions that I'm going to ask the organizer or even His Excellency when it is time to address us, that what are they doing to make sure not only Nigerian diaspora, every Nigeria or every resident of Lagos, they feel secure, that even if I get my house, whether in K2 or Lekki, Bejo or Ekwe, I know that I'm as secure or I'm as safe as somebody who is living in Banana Island.
Yes, it's a very important, and we will definitely look forward to having an answer from the governor or his representative. Many Nigerians in diaspora, they want to own a place in their home country. Many of them are successful right now in the diaspora, like you have seen, doctors, lawyers, accountants, computer engineers. Now they're even moving to be parliamentarians, both here and in America. And so many Nigerians are very successful. Many of them don't have a place in Nigeria. They want to come home. They're scared about insecurity. They're scared about traffic jams all over the place. They're scared about potable water. And if those ones are solved, I'm telling you, many will have loved to return. And I'm getting some emails here. Later, we will discuss some of the questions that they're asking. But let me leave you for only 5-7 minutes. Go join the meeting, and then we'll come back and you will tell us what is going on, and we will ask our questions. Thank you very much, Nii. Now, I know we're going on a short break very moment, but would you like to have a house in Lagos?
No.
Why not? It's because you are not from Lagos?
Not necessarily.
Why don't you want to have a house there?
You see, the issue of spending 5 hours in the traffic is one thing, and Nigerians are yet to realize the health hazard of staying in one spot for that long. It has a lot to do with one's health, and then you not to talk of the greenhouse effect, the carbon emission, the pollution, even noise pollution in Lagos alone will affect one's health.
But being among your people, you cannot quantify that. Being among your people, I mean, you wake up, you are within the family, the extended family. Within minutes, both of you can meet, and that's something that there's a special air when your plane lands from Heathrow into Muritala or Abuja. That's a special aura. You just feel happy, so you can't quantify that.
The family is not in Ikoyi or Banana Island. The family is outside those areas.
Oh, let me. We just have to go on break, but I can see Gustin Azu. Gustin Azu is on here. Gustin, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Doc. It's my great pleasure. I've been watching. It's been great and interesting.
What are you up to before we go on break? What are you up to so that when we come from break, we can come to you?
Well, I'm looking at what is going on at the moment. Today they start taking the vaccine dose around the UK, and
have you taken yours?
We're hoping that the Prime Minister will go to Brussels and come back with a deal, which is a tall dream to get, and we're hoping that there'll be a new Christmas for a lot of people in this December. We're looking forward to a beautiful end of 2020.
Okay. Before we go on break, Gosin, are you prepared to buy a property in Lagos?
Well, the way the situation is now in Nigeria, we are looking back home. And when I talk about back home, first I'm an Igbo man, so the first thing is in my land.
So you will buy one in Abia before coming to buy in Lagos?
Well, if I wish to, I don't know. But I feel like my retirement should be in my village or in my town, not in Lagos.
Okay, where is your village in Abia?
I'm from Abia. I'm from Isialangwa local government, Isialangwa South local government.
Okay.
We are the head of the Ngwa clan in the whole of Abia State.
Oh, Mazi. Okay. On that note, I have to go on break right now because if I give you 30 seconds, you will use 30 minutes. We'll come back and let's go on the break right now. When we come back, I'll be asking Mazi Gosin Azu some serious questions concerning NIDO, concerning Brexit, and some other issues. Please don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ben TV, your ethnic and Africa-led television, welcomes your input, contribution, and support to facilitate our continuous program production, campaign for projects, and other media-related services. We have been here for closer to 2 decades.
Welcome back. Thanks for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide. We have Mazi Gosin Azu with us in the studio, and don't forget we'll be going to Lagos also to ask Ronke and Nee how it's going on, if the governor will be coming, and some questions we want to ask. Mazi Azu.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good to have you. Let me ask you, NIDO just got a new executive. What does NIDO mean? Our viewers will want to know the meaning of NIDO, and you just had a new executive. Can you update us?
Yeah, thank you very much, Doc. I hope next week we'll be having the new chairman of NIDO Europe, which is an acronym for Nigerians in the Diaspora Organization Europe chapter. We are an organization that was set aside by the federal government of Nigeria during the presidency and governance of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo in the year 2000. In the course of trying to navigate through potential Nigerians in the diaspora, the then president realized that there were so many organizations all over the place across Europe, UK, and America, and he can't easily navigate them properly. So he decided to ask Nigerians, those he met with in Atlanta, in New York, in New Jersey, in London, in Berlin, and in Paris. And he said, you guys have to find a platform, a common platform where whenever a top Nigerian official or a Nigerian head of state comes to visit you people here, they should have an umbrella body that can bring people together rather than people coming with all sorts of names, sorts of organization. So that metaphors into what we know today as Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, which is like every other. Which is like
you just had an executive election. Yeah, tell us about who are in.
So, yeah, the organization is democratic. Is a membership-driven organization, and today we have over 22 chapters across Europe. That's 22 countries across the Britain and continental Europe. In November last month, we had our I think the 18th AGM. To elect a new executive, and we had over 420 participants across UK and continental Europe, and elections were held, and new executives were voted in. We have a new chairman now in person of Dr. Bashir Olalekan Obasikola, who is based in Russia. He's the new chairman of NIDO Europe. And I'm one of the new executive also as the Welfare and Social Event Secretary of the organization.
Congratulations. Were you returned?
Returned with over 95% of the votes, you know, so I'm very
wow. So we're talking to the guru here. Okay.
So yeah, I hope by next week, next Wednesday, the new chairman will be with you, and we're able to talk more about this vision and that of NIDO, and how we're going to be collaborating and conjoining together to work with NIDCOM. NIDCOM is the commission, the authoritative commission, like the Ministry of the Diasporans in Nigeria. And so the NIDO will be working in good collaboration with NIDCOM to foster the greater.
Is that the one headed by? Is that the one headed by Mrs. Abike Dabiri?
Yeah, the one that's headed by Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa as is the executive chairman, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks or months to come, the president will announce the board members of that organization, of that commission, because it has to be formally constituted, and we're waiting for the president to do that.
I don't like to be controversial at all, but Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa appears to be doing very many beautiful jobs across the globe concerning Nigerians in diaspora, but she appears to also be having to knock heads with the Minister of External Affairs that nobody hears about, Onyama, but we hear of Abike. Is there any controversy surrounding both of them? Not that I'm interested in any controversy. Mazi.
Well, I'm for sure not really very deeply rounded of what is going on between the two politically appointed officers in that perspective. Oyema is supposed to be the supervising minister of that commission, because NIDCOM is domiciled under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and as such, the two has to work together. The relationship between the executive chairman of NIDCOM and the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and the Honorable Minister for state foreign affairs has to be very mutual and very robust in terms of how they deal with external relations of Nigeria and its diasporans and its friends of and the friends of Nigeria, who are the multiple great foreign direct investment. And remember that one thing they fail to understand also is that in as much as they try to marry and the friends of Nigerians for their FDI inflow to Nigeria, they should understand that the diaspora remittance is far higher than the FDIs that come into Nigeria in most years.
It appears the pandemic has brought the remittance down. The pandemic has brought the remittance down. But Mazi, hold on there. Let me ask Nat. Nat, the relationship between Abike Dabiri and Dr. Onyama, our external affairs minister, is it robust or is it something that we need to x-ray? Nat?
I think when you talk of that relationship, so many factors come into play.
Yeah.
By the structural arrangement, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs is in charge of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, yeah.
And Abike Dabiri's parastatal comes under that ministry.
But she appears to be doing a great work.
It also depends upon the personalities involved. How do you carry yourself in performing your official functions? That is the question. And then the two of them are politicians. They're all political appointees. And it depends upon how they are beaming their own light to the outside world.
Do you think instead of complementing one another, they have come to clash at various levels that we have seen, and one has to bow for the other?
Well, the issue of complementing or bowing doesn't even arise to start with, because there's a structure in place, and everybody.
But that's not what we see in the physical.
Well, that is always the challenge. That's always the challenge when it comes to interpersonal relations or performing official functions. Because you discover that in Nigeria, it is not the official position you're occupying that matters, but what access do you have that are not even official?
That you have to the president.
Yeah,
especially
non-state actors, non-state performance in these areas.
Okay, let me quickly go back to Mazi Godson, because he's a specialist in Brexit. He did his master's from a renowned university here in London, and his master's thesis was on Brexit. And we know that Boris Johnson is rushing to have a dinner this evening. I wish I could be there, but anyway, he's going to discuss some trade deals with the EU leaders. Mazi, you think Boris is going to bring something back, or we should be ready with Barnier's no deal matter?
Well, I think I've said this before on this program many times, and I will keep saying it until I'm proved wrong by those who are also following the challenge going on with Brexit. I have said it that when I did my master's, I'm one of those who wrote my dissertation on Brexit when it was not even a very popular topic to be discussed in the public domain or in the academics. And then I came to the conclusion that Brexit is going to end, Britain is going to exit the EU with no deal. And that was my view, because I understand that it's going to be difficult for you to eat your cake and have it at the same time. You're going to give away, and if you can't give away, then you have to get out of the system, get out of that relationship.
But we are almost getting there. We're almost getting to a deal.
If you don't want to, I have been able to do my best to turn the dissertation into a book, which I've written properly, and it's going to be launched early next year, which has taken into perspective the ongoing negotiation processes, the issues of the Northern Ireland backtail, and the issues of Scotland trying to break away if it does not favor them at the end of the day. The negotiation which is making France to play more politics and economic tendencies in this whole negotiation. The issue that is making Germany to try to look at the economic gains that they're going to make and sustain the rest of EU if Britain leaves. There's a lot of diplomatic and very strange dynamics of discussions and win or lose. At the moment, you look at the fact that Britain is looking global, as they said, but then if they lose 500 million markets in Europe with a very bad decision, then they have to begin to think, how do they cover that 500 million? Are they going to get it from Africa? Africa is 1.4 billion. Are they going to get it from China? China is 1.8 billion. Are they going to get it from India? India is almost 2 billion. So they're looking at these whole dynamics, and they're looking at America, even though America is less than 500 million, but America is one of the biggest partners of the UK, and they're looking at those whole factors. If we can't get a deal, are we able to manage our trade? Are we able to manage our relationship in a very profitable way? As a country that has lost its industrial after the Second World War, Britain began to lose its fabrics of industrial force.
That's fair enough.
They begin to climb into the service industry, and so now they're looking at how can they sell how can they sell their technology, how can they sell their science, how can they sell their brains to make up for the difference of capacity that they have lost, and that is the biggest issue they drive now. And I hope that Boris will have a very good dinner, and out of that dinner, he's able to come back with some nice talking. If he's able to come back with
I know you're an expert in that area, and we will definitely need your expertise in the weeks to come. But let's quickly go back to Lagos and see if Niyi has brought us some property. For those of us who want to buy a property in Lagos, let's see, Niyi, how are we doing? Is the governor there?
They're waiting for him outside. The Honorable Commissioner with some of our aid, they went outside to receive him. They will come and give them the signal. But in any minute from now, the Mr. Governor will walk in. But before then, we had a conversation on how to curb the issue of land grabbers in Lagos State, which was there with the Honorable Commissioner for Justice, and he said there's a law that has been put in place, and also Lagos State Task Force on land grabbing, which has reduced drastically the activity of the land grabbers, and that's to show that the government is serious about the housing sector in Lagos State. I think you are going to give me like maybe another 10 minutes for me to get the official here, because they are all waiting for the governor. As usual in our own climb here, you go and receive your principal outside. So they are outside the hall. So once they come in,
our program ends at 12 noon London time. In fact, 5 minutes to 12, because we must make allowance for adverts. And so, but then I will give you priority as the minutes tick away. So I'll come back to you in 5 minutes. We just want to know what the governor is going to say and what we need to know. But bear in mind that 5 minutes to 12 London time, we will be off the air.
I'll be back in 5
minutes. Okay, but you are a priority. All right. Mazi, are you still with me? Yeah, Godson. We know that there have been some challenges in the Nigerian politics, and we're trying to zone a presidential candidature come 2023. What's your view? PDP, I imagine, has zoned it to the north. APC now is not sure whether I should go to the south or to the north. And intrinsically, Governor Fayemi has been saying that APC should remove zoning. If APC removes zoning and it goes back to the north, Tinubu is out of the show. What is going on within APC that you know? I know your point. You want the presidency to go to southeast, but I'm getting mixed messages. Help me out. I can't hear you. Mute.
I think it's very important. I think it's very important, and it's obvious that many of us make it clear to Nigerians that the structure of governance in Nigeria cannot be overlooked in the sense that a particular section of the country is being undermined and underestimated of their ability and capability to present a good leadership of the Nigerian governance. For me, I believe that we of Nigeria, from the eastern extract of the Igbo people, have a legitimate right to ask and demand that an opportunity to govern Nigeria be extended to this great nationality. Nigeria has great nations. Nigeria is made up of nations. Nigeria is a nation state. That's what we call nation state. Nation state is a state that is nation inclusive. And in this nation state, you cannot deprive one part of that nation to legitimately
to the highest
for the good governance of that state. And so I want to say it clear here, PDP has not openly and has not officially declared that the presidency is going to the north. APC has not officially declared that. All that has been going are all what I call political shenanigans. And as long as that political shenanigan continues, we also need to play that same game with them until we get what we want. The fact is that if the north has governed, the southwest has governed, the south has partially governed, southeast has to be given the opportunity. They give them the opportunity and let them be denied. And then if that is the case, then we say we have been given, but we are not accepted. But then you do not deny us the opportunity to ask for, and the opportunity to demand, and the opportunity to be selected. And then you want us to stay in a society where governance goes all the way to one section of the country in year out. Well, that is an invitation of what is likely happening in Ethiopia.
I'm mindful of
Ethiopia that is happening today.
I'm mindful of the time.
Indigenous.
I'm mindful of the time, and we will come back to this next week, God's willing. I know that this big conference is taking place in Lagos, and we're going there. Nat, this may be your last statement of the day. Nat, what's your take on the presidency palaver for 2023? This may be your last take in 40 seconds.
Well, I think when they get to the bridge, they will cross it.
Okay. Do you agree with Mazi? Should go to Southeast, and that PDP has not zoned it to the north? He told us that PDP has not zoned it. Officially, might be true, but behind the story, we know what's going on. What don't we?
But you know this zoning thing. Fashola was telling us of a secret park or a gentleman's this thing. They don't come out to announce to you that they have done this, they have done that. They always do it in secret. So what I know is that the PDP have tactically or technically zoned their to the north.
Okay. Let me just give our friend one more go at in Lagos. Nii, are you still with us? Nii, we just want to give you one more shot of 1 minute to see what's going on in the conference. Or the governor is there, we cannot disturb them. Maybe the governor, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is busy talking right now, and we may not disturb. But Nii, if you are available, you may talk to us. Nii. Well, it looks like they are very busy in Lagos. The governor is there, and we will definitely want to bring Niyi again next week so that our viewers can always come to us and buy property in Lagos. The following I've written in, but their email have not come with their subject matter. Olajide, Davy, they wrote in, but I'm not in a position to read because the subject matter did not appear here. When next you are writing, don't just email us, and send it blank. Please write what your position is. I've not been able to read this one. Mazi, let me give you the last 30 seconds of this program. What would you like to say? Last 30 seconds of the program. What would you like to say? Gospel.
Well, I thank you very much. I want to say that it's been a great moment. We thank God for sparing us up to this day and this year 2020. We look forward to 2021, and I hope that Nigerians would have learned their lesson. We look forward to the impact of Brexit at the end of January 2021. We look forward to the end of COVID by the end of the end of May or Easter,
or by Easter, 2021,
yeah. And hopefully we'll come back a bit to normality, UK and in Nigeria and across Africa, so we can be able to do a lot more for ourselves and for our extended. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Gosinazu. It's my duty to thank all those who have participated. Emeka, Ronke Ani from Lagos, Commander Mary of the Nigerian Christian Association, that they are forming a peace initiative to make Nigeria be in peace. And above all, our executive producer, Alisa Shoyode, and not to talk of those behind the scene, the crew members. We want to thank you a lot. To mention your names, we just eat into the time, and we are very grateful for giving us this opportunity. And until next week, where we bring you fresh situations happening around the world. The program is You Decide. You've been watching Ben Television. My name is Shegun Johnson.
Ben TV, your ethnic and Africa-led television, welcomes your input, contribution, and support to facilitate our continuous program production, campaign for projects, and other media-related services. We have been here for closer to 2 decades.